Get your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.
From the navigation bar on the home page, click the Customers link to be taken to the Customers page. This page will display all of your customers in a list. The first step will be to add customers to the company file. To add a new customer, click the New Customer button located at the top of the Customers page. Clicking this button will open a Customer Information menu. The first option in the Customer Information menu is to add your customer's title, first name, middle name, last name, and suffix. Next is Company, which allows you to enter a company name for your customer if applicable. Under Company is a drop-down box labeled Display Name As. When entering your customer's name in the first section, this field will be filled out automatically. When you click the arrows in this drop-down box, you will be given options on how to display the customer's name. Next is a checkbox for Print on Checks As. When this box is selected, it will use the display name as the default for any checks you print for that customer. If left unchecked, you can enter how you would like the name to be displayed on checks into the text box directly below Print on Checks As. The next area consists of 4 tabs with the labels Address, Notes, Tax Info, and Payment and Billing. The Address tab allows you to enter a billing address and a shipping address for your customer. You can select the checkbox if the shipping address is the same as the billing address. The Notes tab consists of a large text box for you to enter any notes on your customer. The Tax Info tab is where you will enter a tax resale number if applicable. This is also where you can select whether the customer is taxable or non-taxable, and you can select a default tax code to apply to the customer. The final tab is Payment and Billing. In this area you have several selections. The first is Preferred Payment Method. This drop-down box contains 4 options: Add New, Cash, Check, and Credit Card. Below that is a drop-down box for Preferred Delivery Method. This refers to the delivery of a customer statement, and the options are Print Later, Send Later, or None. The Terms drop-down box allows you to enter a payment term length, for example, net 30. If you have not already selected a default payment term for all of your customers, note that the only option in the Terms drop-down will be Add New. The final option in the Payment and Terms tab is the opening balance, which consists of an opening balance amount field and an associated as of date, which would be the start date of the company file. Note that these 2 fields are only used when entering customers who owed you money as of the start date of your company file. For customers that you are entering after the start date of your company file, you will leave these fields blank. At the upper right side of this window, you will find a text box in which you can enter an email address for this customer. Below this are text boxes for phone, mobile, and fax numbers. Under these text boxes are 2 text boxes for other contact numbers, as well as a customer website if your customer has web presence. The final option in the Customer Information menu is a checkbox for Is Sub-Customer. Under this checkbox you will find 2 drop-down boxes if it is selected. The first is to choose a customer that is the parent customer of the new customer. The second drop-down box contains 2 options: Bill with Parent or Bill this customer. This selection sets whether this customer gets a separate bill from the parent customer or if it is included with the parent customer's bill. When you're finished, click the Save button to close the menu and return to the customer's page. Note that the money bar across the top of the customer's page lists your unbilled last 365 days, unpaid last 365 days, and paid activities and invoices from left to right. For example, clicking the Unbilled activity will take you to a list of the items not yet billed to a customer. On the bottom right side of the money bar, you will see a small upward-facing arrow. Clicking this arrow will collapse the money bar. When the money bar is collapsed, you'll see a small downward-facing arrow. You can click that arrow to expand the money bar. Above the money bar on the right side of the page is a drop-down button. Clicking the drop-down on this button allows you to either add a new customer or to import customers. Below the money bar on the left side of the page is a drop-down button. This button allows you to perform batch actions on selected customers below. There are 2 options in this button, and they are Create Statements and Email. This allows you to create statements or emails for selected customers at once. You can select how your customers are sorted by clicking the drop-down box Sort by Name. There are three options in the drop-down box, and the option you select will be the option displayed on the face of the button. The options are Sort by Name, Sort by Company, and Sort by Balance. The default setting is Sort by Name. To the right of the Sort button is a search box that will allow you to search for a specific customer or company in your list. Enter a search term and press Enter on your keyboard to search your customer list. To the right of the search box are three icons. The first is a print icon shaped like a printer, which when clicked will open a printer-friendly page and automatically open your printer's control dialog box. Next is an Export to Excel button that, when clicked, will download your customer list into a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. The final icon is a gear. This gear contains options for how your customer list is displayed on the page. There are three main options with sub-settings below each. The first option is to add additional columns. There are two sub-settings for the columns, address and email. Selecting either of these options will add that column to your customer list. The second option is rows. The three sub-settings are 50 items, 150 items, and 300 items. These allow you to decide how many rows to display on the page. The final option is Other, and it allows you to include inactive customers within your customer list in the display. The default setting for your customer list displays customer, open balance, and action columns. The action column has a drop-down arrow that allows you to select different actions to perform. The available actions are Receive Payment, Send Reminder, Create Statement, Create Invoice, Create Sales Receipt, Create Estimate, and Make Inactive. With the exception of Make Inactive, clicking any of the items in the Action drop-down box will open a pop-up menu or page for you to perform the selected action. The Make Inactive link will only appear in the Action column for customers with a zero balance on their account. Clicking Make Inactive will cause a warning pop-up window to appear. You can click Yes to confirm making the customer inactive if desired. If you need to edit any existing customer information, click the customer's name to open a customer detail page. This page has two tabs, Transaction List and Customer Details. In the Customer Details tab is an Edit button. Click the Edit button to open the Customer Information menu. Here you can change any information that you need. Clicking the Transaction List tab will open a transaction list for that specific customer. This will display any transactions that customer has been a part of. While you cannot delete a customer, QuickBooks Online Plus allows you to make a customer inactive. One way to do this is to select the customer you would like to make inactive from your customer list and then click the Edit button. On the Customer Information menu at the bottom of the page, click the Make Inactive button. If the customer has a zero balance, a pop-up box will then appear asking you to confirm that you want to make this customer inactive. Click the Yes button to make the customer inactive. If your customer does have an open balance, a pop-up box will appear asking you to confirm making this customer inactive will cause an adjusting transaction to be created. Is this okay? If so, which is unusual, you would click Yes to make the customer inactive. More likely in that situation, you would click No to retain the customer. If you have made a customer inactive and would like to reactivate them, click the small gear icon above the customer list on the customer's page and check the checkbox for Include Inactive. This will display any inactive customers. In the Action column, note that an inactive customer will have Make Active displayed. You can click this link to reactivate that customer.
Like what you see? Pick up your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.